On today's podcast, we're going to talk about getting that long list of to-dos done in your business. How do you hire help to do those things? And how I do it myself in my business.
This isn't just any podcast. This is your secret weapon for dominating the market.
This is the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast. And this is your host, Sean McMeen.
Welcome to episode 18 of Restoration Marketing Secrets. Today, you're going to be going on a walk with me because I'm doing the podcast while I'm walking in the morning. This is a new thing for me, myself. So, again, this is Sean McMeen from Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast. And on this journey of the podcast of 365 days of straight podcast, I'm going to be sharing my journey along the way. I'm a small business owner myself. I help other companies with marketing services in the damage restoration space. And we're going to be talking all things either marketing related, small business related. We're going to be doing some interviews and doing lots of things to, level up each other together. And I have so much passion for this industry that I just want to give back as much as it's given me. So today's podcast is really all about getting things done that we need to get done within our business. And it's easy to say that, but it's more complicated to do when you think about it. We all have a mile-long list of things that we need to do in our life, in our business, and sometimes it's hard to prioritize. Pause here. I'm out of breath already talking while I'm walking. Anyway, we're going to continue. So if you're listening to this episode, it could be pretty funny. But if I sound like I'm out of breath, it's because I'm walking. So prioritizing, getting things done. That's what I'm doing right now. I know today I've got a huge, busy day. And so I have this commitment to myself to do these podcasts. And so I'm doing it as I'm walking and getting in better shape. So, all right, that list that's mile long. How do we get that done? A lot of times as entrepreneurs and business owners, we take on so much stuff ourselves that it's hard to delegate. It's hard to know when to hire somebody. It's hard to know what you're going to hire them for and to set them up for success. And it's easy to say, hey, go hire somebody to help. But it's a lot harder to do that when you maybe don't have the money to do it, or you don't have really flushed out what you're asking them to do, and all those types of things. So before you go and hire somebody, you have to look at obviously your finances and all that. But for me, when I hired my first team member, it was because I evaluated what I was doing, what I enjoyed to do, what my passion was, and things that I didn't necessarily want to do. But I knew I was good at it. So you kind of look at it as like kind of four quadrants. As this is something, in the top right quadrant, you put things that, these are things that I love to do, and I'm passionate about it, and I'm good at it. In the next quadrant, you put things that you're good at, but you don't love to do. And then the next quadrant, you're going to put things that, I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy doing it. And then the final quadrant, you're going to put, I suck at that. I don't want to do it. That's where I start. That's where I start to prioritize hiring somebody to help me with, is tasks that I'm not good at, that I don't love, I don't have the passion for. And clearly we have to do those sometimes, but sometimes that's better to hire somebody to help you do that if the finances are in order. I read this book one time called Buy Back Your Time. Great book, and it talks about how we hire people to buy back the time in our day, and we hire people to do things that are not menial tasks, but tasks that are not at our pay level. So as entrepreneurs and business owners, we're at one level. You can hire somebody else to do a task for you at another level. So then that takes time, adds time to your day where you can spend a higher leverage task, right? And so that's kind of how I've looked at things. I do have a lawnmower coming up here, but bear with me here. That's how I've looked at things when I hire people, is where am I best suited? Where am I passionate at? I'm going to focus on those things. And the things that are not my passion, the things that I'm not the best at, I'm going to, flush out what I need that person to do and hire for that role. As of today, I have 12 team members, and going to be hiring another here in the next couple weeks. And one of the things I've learned is people management is a difficult thing. Being a leader is a difficult thing sometimes. Some people are just natural born leaders. Some people are just can motivate people and motivate team members, and it just comes natural. I thought I was one of those people, but I've learned a lot over the years. I used to work in the corporate world years and years ago, and had a small team that I managed, and I thought I was pretty good at management, pretty good leader. And I still think I am, so I'm not trying to beat myself up on that. But as you are running a business, it is one of the things that you really have to level up your skills at by either coaching or books or those types of things. Because if you can hire an amazing team, which I believe I have, if you can hire an amazing team that helps you move things forward and helps you buy back your time so that you can focus on higher leverage things, that's when you grow. That's when you grow individually. That's when you grow as a company, and you help your team grow together. So that long list of things that you have to do, what I highly advise is you take out a piece of paper, put those 4 quadrants on there, and start putting those tasks in there that are on that list, and find out where they fall, okay? And hire for things that you're not great at, that you don't have passion in doing, that you don't enjoy doing. Once you make that decision on why and who you're hiring for what, then you want to think about how do you set them up for success. I've had many team members that have hired, and you go into it very positive, very committed, thinking this person's a rock star. You let them know what they're going to be doing. You start training them, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this isn't the right fit, or oh, they don't have the right skill set. And most of the times it's because I didn't set them up for success. It's not that I didn't make a right hire decision. It's not that they're not the right skill set. But most of the time, it's that I, as the business owner, when I hired them, I didn't set them up for success and set expectations on what the role included, what it didn't include, how feedback loop was going to be given, how, what specifically they were assigned for and how they're measured. And if you can't do that, and you just hire somebody to do work, but you can't really define, what the goals they're trying to accomplish, the bigger picture things, then you're going to start to get misaligned as you continue going. So let's say you hire a project manager or whatever on your team, and you used to do that yourself, but now you're relying on them to do it. If you don't set up proper expectations and ways to give feedback along the way, things are going to start eating at you along the way. And it makes it very difficult if you get misaligned to get back aligned. Then you're like, well, I could do it better, or I'm just going to jump in and do it better. I don't need to be paying this person to do that. Most people at their heart want to do a good job. They want to, they're not just doing a job to collect a paycheck because think about it, we got time to do anything in our lives. And if we're going to spend it doing something, you might as well enjoy it. Most people enjoy what they're doing. They want to be successful at it. But a lot of times I find myself, maybe I'm just speaking in generalities here, I find myself not setting that person up for success by defining the role, defining what success looks like in that position, and communicating along the way and coaching along the way to help them be successful. It's not like McDonald's most of the time in businesses where you hire somebody, they have a small set of tasks that they're supposed to be doing. They have a huge manual to reference, and they have this whole big corporate structure around them to be successful. Most of our small businesses are not that way. I can tell you my business is not that way. I'd like to think that we have a lot of processes documented and ways of doing things documented, but things are still evolving, still growing. We're evolving as a business, and it's, got some geese coming up here on my walk. It's one of these things that you have to do everything in your power to set that person up for success, or otherwise don't hire them, because it is very painful to hire and fire and hire and fire. Then you get in this position where, you know what, I'd rather just do this myself because I can't find the right candidate, or there's not enough people out there that are skilled enough. There's plenty of people out there skilled enough. There's plenty of people out there that would love to have a job for you. But what is difficult is, as an entrepreneur, is transitioning from you being that do it everything, multiple hats person, to delegating. And delegating has always been a struggle for me because, it's my business and I want to hold it tight, and I want to make sure everything is perfect in the way I do it, right? But as I tell team members when I hire them, the great thing about hiring new people is new ways of looking at things, new ideas. And if you're truly open to that, you're going to improve your business overall and improve, where your growth trajectory as a person and as a business. So I'm about out of breath on this walk. Jeez. So just to kind of recap here, hire for things that you don't have passion doing, you're not great at. Don't hire for things that you have passion for doing and that you are amazing at. Keep doing those, because that's what keeps you motivated. If you love doing it, then great. I'd focus primarily on things that you don't love and that you're not great at, and then flush out specifically what those tasks are that they're going to be doing within your business, and then set them up for success by telling them specifically what the role is going to be, how you're going to give them feedback, what success looks like in 30, 60, 90 days, 12 months, and constantly meet with them and coach them along the way. And you invest in somebody that has passion for what they're doing. This is something that's going to reward you back long term. I know we all have a tendency to say, I put all this investment into somebody and then they're going to leave. That could be true, but they could also provide tremendous amount of value when you hire them and they're part of your team. I have some amazing people on my team, super passionate, and I hire towards my weaknesses. I'm somebody that's a quick starter, and I know that I need somebody that when I come up with an amazing idea or an idea that sucks, they're going to push back on me a little bit. They're going to flush it out, and then we're going to work on it together to get it done, And so that's where my weakness is. Hire towards your weaknesses, right? So that is it for this episode on how to get things done in your business. I'm out of breath. I'm done with my walk. It's a pretty good walk. Fast-paced walk, so I've been out of breath. But anyway, so this is the end of episode 18, I believe. So if you're watching this, listening to this is Sean McMeen. Today's episode was all about getting things done in your business. I completed my podcast. I knew I needed to do it today, and I did it on a walk this morning. So find ways to get things done however you can. Hire when you need to, and I will talk to you next time.
You've been listening listening to the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast. Sean's not here to just talk the talk. He's walked the walk. With a track record of helping over 70 damage restoration companies and engaging in over 500 conversations with industry owners, he's seen it all. From digital marketing triumphs to the most ingenious growth hacks, he's got the keys to the kingdom, and he's sharing them with you. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, for more, hit the website at restorationmarketing.com. See you next time on the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast.